So this is a food alley, I'm guessing. I came in off the main street here. Yeah, but I'm not hungry. Hold on, no tengo hambre, gracias. Look at that kitchen there, huh? Wow. It was, fruit looks good. I think this is 9th Street, if I remember correctly. La Macarena Passage. That's ahead. And Sunday, so all the people are out. I actually, I bought Jake 5 ties. I figure maybe he'll get 1 or 2 that he'll like. Hopefully. If not, it cost me 5 ties for $1,000 a piece. So it cost me less than $2 for 5 ties. Yeah, and I observed from up in the observation deck, going this way, I think I run into that church. Look at that outfit, huh? Yeah, I asked the police back there where that yellow church was, and they said there is no yellow church, so. But they said it's very dangerous there. It's daylight, so. I mean, I didn't show it on film, but the next alley, it's all prostitutes coming out of the building there. I'm gonna cross over here. This is the building that I asked those cops about, the yellow building. So I just was walking through some major roads and came across it. I think I'll go up to the next one. I saw another church over there, so maybe I'll go see that one. Well, I'll go do this one first. Well, it's Sunday night, 23rd of April, 7 p.m. You can see how empty the streets are. Sundays, a lot of these shops are closed. And I'm going to the OXXO I think the OXXO will be open, but I'm not sure about the store next door that has the salads. Okay, I think the OXXO's up on that corner. It's quite interesting. There's an OXXO right there, and right around the corner there's another one. And actually the selection in that one is significant. This one is atrocious. There's almost nothing in there. I went in there one time, and then once I excuse me, got to know the area, yeah, not a lot of traffic. Taxis and the buses, not a lot of pedestrian traffic. So this is my last night in Bogota. Flying to Santa Marta tomorrow. And they, I don't think I talked about this, but I pointed out the church, I think it was a church, that I saw from the observation deck of that tall building. So I walked towards it, and I asked those cops if they knew where it was, and they said no. So I took it upon myself to just head in a direction. I figured, oh, look at that small thing. I figured a major road would take me there. So I followed a couple major towards, and I saw it in the distance. So I went down this side street towards towards that church, or what I think was a church, and it turned into like a war zone in one block. So one block up off the main drag, there were bodies in the sidewalk that looked like they were dead. Garbage everywhere. Roads were no longer paved. And I made it all the way up to the church. And before I could get to the church, it's like where that lighted sign is, I saw these guys come out from like the shadows. I don't know, they just materialized. Hold on. They just materialized. And here, I'm gonna sign off. Yeah, I saw those two guys coming towards me, so I put the camera away in case I needed to defend myself. I kid you not, I mean, I don't want to sound melodramatic there or overreact, but okay. So yeah, you just don't know who's in the shadows. But so anyways, so these guys come out just like those two guys did, kind of just come along, and you just know, I mean, if you have any instincts at all, you know when somebody has no interest in you and when there is interest. And you just have to tune into your spidey sense. So one of the guys took the advance with this swagger, and I had a decision to make. Basically, I came up to an intersection, and I passed the intersection when I saw them, so I basically went back to the intersection, was going to take a right, but I looked down that way and there were zombies in the street and on the road there as well, and I was going to film it, but to be quite honest with you, I thought that would bring these people to life. So instead thank you. Okay, see. All right, I'll tell the story when I get back. I don't want to alarm anybody. Oh boy, I think I got a sunburn today. Anyways, to finish that story, now that I'm off the street. Yeah, it's one thing to film, but it's the last thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself, whether it's in a bad neighborhood or on these deserted streets. The other thing is the altitude up here. You know, I definitely could feel it this week, an adjustment, but that's another story for another day. Anyways, so what was I saying? Okay. All right. So, I was at that church, the yellow church that I was looking for, and I was within 100 feet of it, 100 meters, very close. And this guy starts coming towards me, and he was still, he was probably about 100. He was where the church was when he started coming, and he was coming towards me rather quickly. He wasn't running, but walking, in like a zombie way, like a very aggressive way. And he started yelling something at me in Spanish, and I didn't understand what he was saying. So I looked down to the right. I saw the zombies down to the right on a street that I didn't know where it went because I hadn't gone there. So I just, I turned around and left. And he was following me. And I just put on a pretty quick, I didn't run, but I put on a very quick walk. And he stopped after 30 seconds. And I just ignored him. I heard him say, come here, I want to talk to you. In Spanish, I could hear that part. And I wasn't interested in talking to him. So, and there were there was a couple shop owners, and they were looking at me. And they probably were wondering what the hell I was doing in that neighborhood. So I went down to the other church instead that I saw from the main street. And there were 8-10 policemen along the way, and 2 Army soldiers with automatic weapons, rifles. And so I didn't feel nervous at all there. Although when you see that many police, you start wondering, what's going on. So I took some pictures of that church, which was under construction. Then that was on the intersection of, I think, 11th and I don't even remember what the intersection was at that point. But I crossed a main drag and on 11th, which I knew went to like the heart of the city, where their justice building is. But I was still probably 6-7 blocks away from that. So I went through an area that was hundreds and hundreds of people in the street and activities going on. So, but yeah, I didn't feel, I was on guard most of the way, because 2 of the cops, when I asked them about the yellow church, they pointed down the opposite direction of where I thought it was and said, well, you can try down there, but it's very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend you go. They said, muy peligroso, no policía ahí, no cops there. And I was like, well, these guys are telling me in broad daylight it's dangerous. And then I just passed an alley that was all prostitutes. And so obviously that wasn't the best neighborhood. So I went the direction that I thought it was in, and I ignored the cops. I didn't go down the dangerous street. I went where I thought it was safer. So there was a point to this ramble, and I forget what it is now. But I am hurting today. I've had a headache for the last 2 days, and I've had to take some aspirin. And I did that climb this morning, and then I did a lot of walking today in the sun. So, all right, signing off. Cheers.